can make you cry, it can make you laugh, it can make you reminisce, it can make you look to the future with hope and transport you to a different world. I'm talking about the sound of music. Where I got this idea from for this video was I on Reddit, Schizophrenia subreddit, and somebody posted a uh, a link to their YouTube page, and I checked it out. So why not? Somebody's doing some work, and they suffer with this illness, so thought I'd check it out, show some support, and I was blown away by what I heard, and it just brought back a lot of memories for me, or some powerful memories actually, because what they were producing were instrumentals, and I it reminded me of my experience with them and why I appreciated instrumentals during that time with schizophrenia. And the music was just soothing for the most part, right? It was that I didn't listen to everything, but the ones I listened to were pretty nice and chilled. And it just struck me, just, oh, what a brilliant idea, right? Because I understood the power of music, right? And I think we all understand the power of music, right? Music is something that it's been around since the dawn of time, even before that, right? Because music didn't originate in this world, right? Music doesn't originate in this world. In fact, I don't think anything originates in this world. Take, for instance, I'll tell you how I know that and why that is, because an example is I was listening to somebody the other day, and they're talking about they had this experience, right? And they were feeling good, and then they went in the shower, and there's a beat that starts going in their head, just a beat, and then they just vibing with it, and then after they got out of the shower, they went to the studio, and the same beat, they put it on a track, and they got a singer to put some vocals on it, and do their thing, and it became a hit song. But that's how the song came to be. Just started as a beat in somebody's head. My question is, where did the beat come from? Because that person didn't think of the beat. The beat just came to them. Where did it come from? That's the thing, right? Music, these things don't originate in this world. Right? It's like your thoughts, right? Like all this stuff don't originate with you, right? So it was just a vessel that was used to bring this music down to I want to say higher reality, but more to take on more of a physical form, so to speak, even though musical isn't physical, but to come into this dimension, to manifest itself into this physical dimension. It needed a vessel in order to bring it forth. So it existed before the person even received it, right? And so music itself goes back as far as, or at least in this world, it goes freaking as far back, since time began. All different cultures appreciate music. Doesn't matter if they're technologically advanced or they're in the bushes somewhere, man, they got some music. They got something that they can move to. Music it's so powerful. It falls in your body. You could just be having some song on, and all of a sudden start tapping your fingers, start tapping your feet, start nodding your head, start moving. It has that power to take control of your body, even without you intentionally do it. You can move, it can penetrate your flesh and touch your soul, have you in tears. It's powerful. It can excite you and calm you down. Music is very powerful. I haven't really looked into a lot of this stuff, but I want to do a dive into this because I think there's a lot of potential there. I was supposed to make this video a couple months ago, man, but I've been forgetting. Um, I didn't remember about it until I was looking through my messages on Reddit for Reddit, and I was trying to find something, and then I saw that, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to make this video about the sound of music, and I asked the fella to uh, contacted them, and I asked him to come on. Hey, let's talk about this stuff, man, because I think you do some good stuff. And he was a bit camera shy, so I said, "Oh, it's all good." I asked him if they can, talk about their stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, they're good with that." Um, so that's kind of how I got here with that. But it's very powerful stuff. You know, um, I've seen, uh, I've seen something where and it's not just songs with words, it's the instrumentals, there's the instruments playing, right? And I think people with schizophrenia, a lot of people have experience where music has been a place of comfort, because when you have the auditory hallucinations and then you have the thought broadcasting and the how that plays off in the mind, and sometimes people put on headphones, put some music on, or just turn up the music in their room, like I used to do at first, or TV in a sense, or in a sense, but it's something else I used to do. But putting on that music, you kind of shield yourself in that energy, right? But with that, it's important what we listen to as well, right? We may not consider that, but the people who are in the positions in the entertainment industry, they understand the power of music, right? They understand it controls, um, in a way, how society goes, right? I remember there used to be talk on rap music, whether it negatively impacts the Black community or not. There's thoughts for or against. And the same is said about rock music, whether it negatively impact white youth, right? Some were for and against, right? But obviously they invest a lot of money in it because they understand the power of it, because it's a source of influence, right? It controls how certain group of people dress, uh, people how they talk. So there's a culture to it, and you notice every genre of music, the people that are given to it generally carry themselves a certain way, right? Like you can tell rappers when you see them. You can tell rockers when you see them. You just can tell these people, R&B singers, they all carry themselves in a certain way because music is an energy. There's a spirit of music, right? There's a spirit of music, and then over that spirit of music, there's a spirit of a specific music. It's a spirit of rap music. That's why a rapper in America is the same rapper in Canada, is going to be the same rapper in China, is going to be the same rapper in Russia. They're going to all carry themselves the same because there's a spirit, there's a spirit. That's why people get caught up on skin color, but skin color ain't it. It's like your spirit that connects you, right? It's not your color, it's not your exterior, it's actually what's inside, right? But people don't understand this stuff. We get caught up in the simple stuff, the stuff that's the stumbling stone. We stumble at the stumbling stones, um, but that's kind of how it is. There's a spirit. A rocker in India is a rocker, in America is a rocker, in freaking Australia is the same rocker. It's the same. They all carry themselves in the same way because it's the same spirit. They all share, right? That's how it is, right? But we ought to be you know, I used to listen to music, use this as a shield for the voices as well as thought broadcasting. And then I used to be on guard from the outside world because of thought broadcasting, and then I shielded myself in music. But then I had to be aware or on guard as well because there was the threat of the words in the songs. Sometimes my mind would catch them and something that just I don't want to hear, and it makes me, I don't know, my mind catches it and starts spiraling out and cursing and doing all this foolishness. And then I'm chasing after it, trying to stop it. And then it snowballs and it crushes me as I'm trying to hold it. Don't. You know? Um, so that's what I discovered after that experience. I ended up discovering instrumentals, um, or at least going back to instrumentals. I used to listen to them when I was younger, but I never thought about it again. During that time, I was just in survival mode, couldn't think. Right. So then I was watching this anime, and then I heard the sound, the songs, and I thought, man, I love those beats. And it was more hip hop vibe as well, but not like rap, hard rap like I used to listen to. But so I went and I bought the soundtrack, and I was like, oh man, it was amazing, right? Because now I wasn't have to be on guard against certain words. It was just nice mellow vibes, right? And that's kind of why that whoever won, I think his name is the YouTube page, and it means lazy person. I saw that, I was like, man, did I make a mistake? That's not the vibe I want to give. I want to, promote. But then I started thinking about it, and I remember how I was going through some stressful like time. My mind was just heavy, and just you've been, fighting for like days and 24 hours, 7 days a week, man. Your mind just constantly tensed, constantly on guard, constantly engaging with freaking voices, and it's just you feel so tired, man. You just want to be free. You just want peace, and it's not there. You're just exhausted. You just want to just like die, or get some rest. But you go to sleep and they just won't let you sleep, And then I remember, I mean, I thought about that, and then I'm like, man, if I had those beats, that lazy kind of beat would be like nice in those moments. I just kind of listen to it and just like go, and I'm like, yeah, when you're in those moments, man, you have something like that, it can help you get some sleep, just helps you let go, just let go of your burden, let go of your struggle, it just makes you feel heavy in your body and just like sink into your bed, just let go. Those moments, that would be, it was good. It would be good, listen to that kind of stuff. And then they had some other ones that are more upbeat, kind of get you going through the day, get you doing things, when you don't want to be lazy, but yeah, so it's really interesting. They have a lot of different stuff on there. But it's really powerful stuff. I remember and again when I was, struggling mentally, and some friends and stuff we went to camping out in the woods, and I just remember being there for a bit, and the just it was such a peaceful place, right? Just it wasn't music, but it was like nature has its own music. Nature makes its own music, man. You hear the water flowing, you hear the birds singing, the wind against the trees. It's just the scenery. It plays something that touches your heart, touches your soul, man. And I was amazed at how peaceful it was out there. Like the thought broadcasting, the intrusive thoughts were like just turned down so low. It was almost like it wasn't even there. I had to go look for it, right? But when I was coming back in town, it just bam, just hit me, man. I was right back where I left off. I wanted to actually go back out in in nature to live because it was just so peaceful. And then the voices tell me that I'm an animal. That's why you want to be in the woods because you're a beast. They'll never give you a break. That's why you feel so peaceful out there because you're a beast. You're one of those animals, right? And then my wife, she has these sounds that she plays when we go to bed, when our little one's in bed. It's nature sound, this flowing water, this you have this the rain, you have the winds, you have the storm sounds. It's really good stuff, really peaceful, right? So there's just natural sounds too, right? Just brings you that nice, calm vibe. I remember for the Bible readers out there, I don't know if you remember this, where Saul was the king of Israel, and he'd done some wrongs, and I think it says that God sent an evil spirit to trouble him or something, and there's like a punishment, and this spirit would have Saul fly into a rage, and he would mess with his the people under him, and they would be afraid, and they're like, "Oh, what are we gonna do?" And they say, "You know what? When Saul, we need to find a minstrel," and so they got a minstrel, somebody to play some music, and so whenever Saul flies into a rage, the spirit come and takes him, and he's loses himself to the spirit. They'll play some nice music, and this music would help to calm Saul's spirit to restore him back to a even state, balance, right? Allow his anger to leave him, his rage, and so that's this an example of how you have religions, you have cultures. It's just all the way back in time. People have been shown about the power of music, how it can help the mind, right? And so one thing people don't think about when they use music as a means to escape the torment of the voices is that people don't think about the kind of music they listen to. It's very important, right? Because music is energy, your mind's energy, the thoughts are energy, the voice are energy, everything's energy. So if you want to have if you're going in a direction, you want to strengthen yourself as much as possible in the direction that you want to go, not in the direction you don't want to go, right? So think about it like this: if you have chaos inside, right, you're experiencing a chaotic mind, and then you shield yourself in a chaotic environment, right? So take music like rap music, gangster rap is about violence and all kinds of foolishness, chaos, right? And I'm experiencing a chaotic mind, and now in order to escape some of this chaos outside, I put on chaotic music, right? So it's like, yeah, I may not hear the voices anymore, but it doesn't matter because all I'm doing is feeding the chaos inside, the negative energy. So when I take those headphones off, right, like I'm strengthening the power of that thing that binds me. So it's going to be waiting for me when I get out of that, right? Or at some point, I'm not doing myself any favor, right? I'm actually feeding it because now it has something to use against me. It's fuel, right? If it's chaos, it's going to take chaos and it's going to give me chaos. It's going to grow and it's going to dump it on me, right? So that's why you want something that's going to, if you want peace, then listen to peaceful things. You know what I mean? Like if you want a mind that's well, then you have to take in music that's going to reinforce that. And I don't think people think about that. It's just a lot of times people just put on what they like as opposed to what's going to better aid them in the direction they want to go. Music is powerful. So I'm going to play a couple clips from that fellow's YouTube page, and then I'm gonna say a few words on that, and then yeah, we'll call it a day. For a couple clips from Webon. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but the lazy person. Um, but there's different stuff on there, and check out his YouTube page. I'm gonna link it in the description box, and also if you have any music that you listen to that has helped you and maybe continue to help you, not just in that moment, but if something that kind of gives you that energy beyond, then please share that in the description box. Maybe it'll help somebody else, and also your thoughts um, on this topic. I want to do a bit more investigation into it because I think is a very could be a very important tool to have in the toolbox in the struggle against schizophrenia. And you're gonna never have enough, but I do think that there's something there. And if I was more musical, that's something I'd want to get into, making instrumentals, because I think they can be very, very effective. And yeah, so I wanna do more of that, do more digging. So anyways, until next time, take care, my friends.